Okay, I thought the first thing we'll do is just take one of the stamps, and I'm going to take the one that I drew on a quiet Sunday morning when no one was watching, because our shackers won't be familiar with this design, and I really like the butterfly in this one.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's have a look at this, and we'll see here that we've got the positive and we've got the negative stamp. So I want to put this through its paces so you know how it works, and then in the second demo later we'll bring the stencil into play, and so we're going to go through the whole lot.
I'm going to use everything all the time,
no,
right? Just purely stamp,
not at all. Oh, absolutely not. And the Japanese words or the butterflies on their own, they're beautiful. Whether you use the outline or the infill, you'll see what I mean. So the first thing we're going to do, and we've been talking about this a lot, is these 3.5 by 3.5 inch. I'm going to bring these over here. There's a double pack. Let me just show this so that you understand. For years, right, we've always used 7 by 7 inch stencil card because that's what we do. And for years we've cut it into quarters. Yeah. And then last time I was on telly, I said, you know what? Let's do the job for everybody, because we're always using these quarter pieces.
I agree, yeah.
You know, and I tell you what, it's so easy. Of course, everybody knows you cut that up, you get this. But we're at no extra cost. We're doing the job for you.
Wicked.
So, and at home, I've always got a pile of these sitting in front of me, and that's what I use.
When you come in here, you've got them there, yeah?
I've always had. I always have, because that's what I use. So now we're actually bringing you 2 packs, all cut at a really good price.
200 sheets for £8.99. There we go. £4.50 in your flexi basket. Super stuff.
And I would double up on that if I were you, because you chomp through this. These are your toppers.
Chomp.
You chomp.
I like that. I'm going to chomp straight through those.
You do. You chomp through it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna mount my stamp on a 4x4 inch mega mount. So these are really good. They're nice and slim, Clarity mega mounts, and they've also got hatching on them, cross hatching and that, so you can see, if you want to position them, you can see they're actually etched like a groovy plate. So what we'll do is we'll ink this one up, and then we'll show you how they work together or work beautifully independently. So I'm just going to use a permanent archival black ink pad, just a black ink pad. This is a permanent ink pad, so it's water resistant. So that means if I wanted to do watercolour, then it's not going to bleed. It's a fast drying permanent ink pad. So we're going to turn that over. Look where we're sitting it. You see, I can use the hatching to position it right in the centre if I want it. Okay, so we're just going to press on the centre, and you'll find we make the stamps ourselves. We make them in-house. We've got a young man called Laurent, and he makes them. Beautiful stamps. And then we've got another gentleman called Gentleman Jim, and he's helping at the moment. There you go. Beautiful quality every time. And now that's that. You know, you don't have to have an ology in stamping to make a beautiful print. Yeah. Now let's take the second stamp. This one is, for example, the one that you can set over the top of that one. Right, and it will completely infill it.
Okay.
Right,
wow.
But we can also, let's have a look at what it looks like on its own. And remember what I'm saying here, the same applies to the butterflies as well.
I'm with you.
And it applies to all the sets.
Okay.
So what I'm showing you with this one, this beauty set, is applicable to all of them. So now let's just move this out of the way for a moment, and let's get in shot. I'm going to use some Distress Oxides. You can use any ink pads, but we're going to go with Distress Oxides just to get the colour in, because we can spritz with water or not. Let's go dry. Let's just go dry on this. So what I'll do is I'll add a bit of blue in there. That's a salty ocean. And then I'll pop in, let's go with a bit of pink there. Kitsch Flamingo. Kitsch Flamingo, yeah. Then I'll add a bit of, let's go with some, what's this, Villainous Potion there. Right, now the blue, I'm going to use the blue. And what I'm going to use is, for each colour, I've got my spot-on sponges. Which
here they are.
Absolutely brilliant.
We got tons.
Yeah. They are.
It's like, you have more of like different colour families and that kind of thing, right?
Exactly that. So, and I've got them in a bowl at home, and if I need Villainous Potion, I dig around until I find the purple one.
Okay.
You know, and you can use them for a long time, and because they're polyurethane, they don't crumble when you run them through a stencil. You know, when you push them through a stencil, they're not crumbly. They're good quality. They're just
these ones
ideal.
on the screen, there's 64 of them. Rightio.
So what I'm going to do is use the blue one, rather than contaminate the blue one. I'm going to use the blue one directly from here, right? And I'm just going to add a bit of blue in there, and I'm being quite random about where I'm going with this. So just a little bit of blue, and now I'm going to start. What I'm doing is I'm just teasing in the colour now. So we're just blending. You can see the difference, I hope, between that side and that side. Yeah? So now I'm going to just turn that sponge over, and let's go in the lighter colour first.
I'll be back, Bob.
Here we go. And now I'm going to just... There we go.
If you're wondering at home, Rainbow River, I think, with these colours, those of you going for the paper pack, by the way, of course, there's a lot of different colours and different things, but I'd go for Rainbow River, if just purely off the bat of looking at these colours, whatever your favourite ones are, referring to the best ever offer on the companion papers, 850224. We've got a lot more to show you on those, but it's coming up in just a second, but you can get all the different elements of those. Barbara, half the stock of the one-day special. 23 minutes in. 23 minutes in. Well done, everybody. I know you've been waiting since Monday.
Well, all I can say is these are such beautiful... I knew that they would be popular because when we started receiving the artwork back from the design team, that's when you know, oh, we're on a winner here, you know. And I knew it myself because I had so much pleasure actually
you design it with
them.
you basically design it in front of our eyes in the shack, right?
Yeah,
so you see
We drew it, I drew it, and people followed what I was doing. And I'm just having a look, because I don't want to add water to this, but I want to make sure that you've got a bit of ink here, right? I'd rather make it too dark, because on the telly you want to make sure you can see it, you know? So now you can see I've loaded up the stamp, and then what I'll do is, even if I'm missing a bit, let's have a look. We'll just press that in, and I'm not adding any water, this is just dry. Of course, with Distress Oxides, if you wanted to, you could spritz slightly with water, and then it reactivates it. That's quite nice too. But to get the detail on this one, I don't want to do that, because I want you to see the image, because it's really cool, you know?
Yeah.
And if you get a speckled, watery effect, then maybe you lose that detail. Let's have a look. When I do that, that's just making sure that, because it's a full surface stamp, it's burnishing the back, and it makes sure that all the ink, everything makes contact.
Okay.
Sometimes people use what's called a baron, which is just a flat thing in lino printing, and you just rub the back.
Okay.
And that's another way, but my fist works quite well.
That's all right. Do you also use that in lino printing?
Look, isn't that lovely?
Wow.
So you can see how you get... So now we've got two just delightful designs, and you can see how I've picked out the colour. So wouldn't this be nice if that were in there? So let's have a look. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Now I can do, if I'd hose it down, if I'd spritzed it, let me just show you this one. This is filming the whole thing. I'm fast forwarding now, and using water, you can see I used more pinks and lilacs up there. And but when I filled it with water, you can see you get almost like a water wash. Yeah. As opposed to, let's say, this one. Let's take that one where I've been a bit grungier in the delivery. You see, and all you could do, you could take this bit of water, and you would get something like that.
I'm with you,
Right, but let's try something else. I want to try something else. I want to introduce the butterfly as well.
Let's not forget, we haven't used any masks yet, haven't used any of the stencils yet. You're getting all of the equivalents included with the one-day special.
So now let's take this one, and what I want to do is take a cloth. Here we go. Let's just take a cloth, and let's wipe away the ink in this bottom half. Let's just get rid of it. Okay? Just dry. Because I haven't made it wet, it's easy enough. You can use a paper towel as well. Right, we're just going to get rid of a bit of that, like that. So now we've got ink in the top, but not in the bottom.
Okay.
So let's see how that works.
Nice.
And maybe, if we wanted to, because we don't know how much is there, maybe we could take one of our sponges and add a tiny little bit more so that we know that there's ink there,
Okay.
right? Because we're going to go dry again. Usually, I'm always spritzing with water, but here I think I want to see what happens. Let's put a little bit of depth, just a tiny whisper. You're staying in the top half. You're avoiding the butterfly. Let's put it like that. Now, let's see what happens if we do that. So now we'll stamp this onto here. Okay? So, again, you can see right through the stamp. So you just hover with the handle until you're happy with the position. You can see, can't you, exactly where it's going to go. And then as you come down, all you've got to do is look at the butterfly and the leaf.
Okay.
Just 2 points of reference, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Right? So now we've added a little bit of colour to the top. Let's see what we get. Right? Garnish the back.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get. So now we've got a really light colour. It's almost a little bit too light.
Okay.
So let's see what happens now. Right, plan B.
There we go. Not going to dry anymore.
No, going wet now. Right, let's add a little bit of that.
Okay.
See, we're going to go again.
Yeah. As you can,
As
as
you
you're entitled
can.
to do.
See, I'm saying this is actually quite nice. In a minute, I'll go, I wish I'd left it.
Oh, will you? But
Yeah.
we're not.
But we'll give it a go. See what happens. Actually, I'll tell you what I do want to do, though. Get my cloth out. I want to make sure that I've got a lot of water on there. Like that. Just add a little bit more, okay? Shall we? Come
Do
on.
it. Go on.
Why not?
Where aren't we?
So now we can relocate again. So the point I'm making is as well that you can go twice. You can go 3 times.
Actually,
especially with a platform, a
Yeah.
stamping platform, piece of cake, isn't
Good
it?
point. You haven't added any more ink as well. More to
No,
the
no.
point. Just to add water.
Let's see if we get a bit more of a... Yeah, not bad. It's all right. It's okay, because I got one I did earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is nice. It's arty.
Oh,
When
that's
it
like
dries, it dries.
you're highlighting an element, right?
Yeah,
It's like you're highlighting
that's
the
it.
flower, or it could be to the butterfly, couldn't it?
Exactly. So now let's get the butterfly involved. So we've got the butterfly. We're using the innie butterfly, the one that's inside. So we'll do this. Let's take a little bit of that villainous potion so we can see this butterfly. The thing about Japanese art, I've looked at it. I do pottery, you know. So I'm
Yes.
always watching Japanese ceramicists. I can't understand a word they say. You just watch their hands. It's like magic. Okay, and their work is always so delicate and so
Yeah.
beautiful and so considered. You know, everything is so considered and perfect. And so there really isn't. This is what I love about this artwork, is that it's considered. You know, you think about it, you meditate while you're doing it. It's a little piece of paper. It's look, there we are.
Oh,
So
wow,
so
Barbara.
now you see, you understand when you put so that was one that I did earlier, but you see how when you translate it into the butterfly, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Isn't that nice?
You're right about being peaceful, especially with the words. Maybe you're going to be, maybe it's a bit of like, I'm thinking of like consideration or confidence for yourself. Maybe it's to somebody else. Maybe it's going to be in a book and a journal. Just thinking about like positive reinforcement and that kind of thing for someone who might need a little boost or.
Oh, this is the thing about it is I think the artwork is very gentle. The images are very gentle, and even though I drew them myself, you know, they are. They're just beautiful, gentle art pieces. And when you work with them, it translates into you.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not working with angry colours. You're not working with angry art. You're working with gentle, and so you become gentle. It's really true. And can I just show you a couple of finishing tricks?
Absolutely.
So let's just move the art out of the way, because this is actually as easy as it gets. You could take any one of these pieces now. Let's take a Sharpie pen, and let's just edge with a black pen. Just dig in and go around the edge. Don't need a ruler. Just chisel in, right, and then don't stop. And what you'll find is when you do this, you get a really nice Japanese, again,
Yeah.
you see what I mean? It makes the black line art ping. Now, next trick, we're going to our embedders. Can we?
That first show I did with him, I kept doing it with yourself or Paul. I'd never seen them before. Probably like this time a year ago, probably. And I was like, this is blowing my mind. For photographs, for your own artwork, for a die cut, for some stamps. I think it's just a beautiful way of framing.
It's
But
so
again,
elegant, isn't it?
elegant, subtle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, details on your screen, by the way, for ovals and the round. There are different shapes as well, squares and rectangles. for
And
example.
you see now, so let's just say, right,
Mhm.
we've got this white 5x5 inch card blank. We do all the card blanks.
Let me hold this
and
up
they're
for you.
8x8, 7x7. Thank you, Dan.
That's right.
5x5.
Yep.
Black and white. This is so Japanese, right? It's like made
yeah,
for
yeah.
it. We've also got them in craft cards, so beautiful, top quality. This is like stencil card.
Yep.
5x5, 6x6, 7x7, 8x8, scored but not folded.
Yep.
Envelopes are separate because I so often I take a card like this, like a 5x5.
Yep.
But I want that. I only want the front, so I just cut the fold
Okay.
off, and then I've got 2 for 1.
Yep. Look at
So
your
then
envelope.
you end up with loads and loads of envelopes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
if
it's
you want them, you can get them. If you
part of the
don't,
envelope. You
you
know,
don't. Yep.
exactly. Because I know from the good old days, I always ended up with boxes full of envelopes because I was always chopping the card up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so if you have a look at this 5x5, okay, let's have a look. So this is a perfect size, isn't it? These 3.5s, just perfect. So yeah, we could put our, you could, couldn't you, if you wanted to, you could put your doodle die on there. That would look nice, but we'll forget that for a minute. We're going to do something really arty. So we'll take our, enter our
Embedders.
embedders, which are on the show. You could go to these in a minute.
Oh, am I?
Shall you?
Shall I?
Shall you? Should you? Would you?
Shall you?
Right, so these are a mixed pack of embedders. We've got round ones and oval ones, and we've got square ones and rectangular
Square rectangles
ones.
on the screen at the moment.
Right, so this is really cool. So let's have a look here. If I take my low-tack masking tape...
Oh, we've also got that on the show. Goodness me. Hey, listen,
I know.
we're showing you because it's all Cat P&P. So if you're brand new,
Yeah.
you can have exactly one. Maybe you've run out of this. Or maybe you didn't realise it was a thing.
I
Like
use
how
it all
you use
the
it all the
time.
time.
I use
Yeah.
it all the time. And
Exactly.
you know, it looks like masking tape. There's masking tape and there's masking tape. And trust me, this doesn't take the card with it when you pull
Right.
it off. So it holds it in place, but it doesn't take the card with it.
So we're going to get yours 1076 in the club. Again, you've got FlexiPay on the show, so you can divide it by 2. You've got Cat P&P as well, but these are all options for you. Okay, what are you thinking?
Now, let me show you. So I've picked the one that I want to use as a frame, and I'm going to use my masking tape. I've made a little fold with it to hold it in place while I'm working. This is the simplest thing. Because I do a lot of lino cutting and printmaking, right, I'm often working with lino, and then when you run it through a printing press, you get these edges, right, on the lino because you're putting 2 tons of weight against it. And I just really like, you know, that classy look when you buy a piece of artwork and it's embedded in the card, you know? So what I'm doing now, I'm just using my finger, let me show you, to find the edge. If you can't find the edge with your thumb, or your thumb's filthy, you can use that Baron again. You know
Okay,
that?
yeah,
flat
yeah.
Baron? So Dave made this for me. It's beautiful. It's a joint effort. It's a little inkwell. I made the ceramic bit in the middle, and then he did the woodwork.
Sweet.
But it's as flat as a tack. So this is brilliant. All you need is something like a lid or something like that,
Yeah.
right? This is my Baron. And then you dig in and you find, you see how you just find the
you see
ledge?
that, yeah.
So if you can't find it with your finger, then you just use a cap or something, and you'll find it this way. You just go in that way to it. And then you're going to use your tool, your number 2 tool, and you're just going to dig. I'm on the back of the card now, and I turn it, and I've located the embedder, so I know, see, I can see when the light hits it where it's going to go. When I get to the corner, I slow down a little bit, and then what I do is I come round the corner,
Okay.
rather than flying off
I'm
the
with you.
end. Right, so I come down to there, and then I'll just, and if you want, you can go around twice. If you were to put this through a die cutting machine, you wouldn't get anywhere near this level of embedding. You see? I know, it's the simplest things, isn't it?
It's so cool, isn't it?
Simplest things.
So, ovals and circles, that's what I mean, the ovals and circles, or squares and rectangles.
Yeah.
And there are tons of different sizes in there as well, so if you ever one you
So
want
cool,
to.
right?
It's really fun. It could be, imagine photographs, I know it's like graduation time right now, it's school photo time right now, so you can even pop it
Oh
somewhere there,
yeah,
couldn't you?
really, and you can extend them and you can make them smaller.
Yes.
You literally can make any size you fancy with these.
There we go, details on the screen. You're clasping a tape runner?
I'm clasping a tape runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to just show, I want to finish this one off for you. So let's say, for example, now, we want to finish this card off. So I'm going to stick that on there. I also wanted to show it to you in black. Can you see the embedding
very
in?
good, isn't it?
I can't see it. I'm not very good at holding it. I think you can
You
see
got it. We see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See it?
Perfect.
So classy in black. Look, don't need the black liner, but it's so classy. Let's stick to white and gentle. Right, so here, look, I wrote down on what I used. Salty Ocean, Tumble Glass and Kitsch Flamingo.
Boom.
Right, that's for those of you who want to know. And these are our Clarity glue runners. They're great.
Yep.
They're 100 feet, 30 metres on each of these. They go on a long, long time. And you'll find that they hold the work really, really well. Just take your time, like everything. This is a very, I'm not sure, there are about 3 or 4 of them, I think. 4, yeah.
Screen, yep.
So you just got to take your time. There you go. And the clincher for me is this little thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I was always losing the caps on
How
it.
useful is that? Yep.
Yeah,
Good
that
point.
was the selling point for me.
Keep
I
it
said,
clean.
yeah, they're good, they're good. Right, so now we're going to take that. We're going to take out, is it a side opener? Yeah, we'll do a side opener. And then you hold it until you're happy with the position. And you've gone as close to the edge as you think you feel comfortable with. Then take your, because I've got ink on my hands now.
Your specialist rubbing paper.
Yeah, my specialist copy paper, rubbing paper.
Yeah.
That'll do. So it's nice and flat. And there's just the simplest, beautiful piece of artwork.
How
And
beautiful is that?
do you want to put beauty in the corner? No, I'm going to leave it just there.
Really?
I think I might put beauty on the back. Little finishing touches.
Why not?
It's these bits that give us pleasure. Isn't it, fellow crafters?
Quite right, and you're getting, was it 6, 7, 8, 9 different symbols?
Boom. Beauty.
Included.
There you go. Made by Barb. Little signature. Done.
Make and sell to your best friend, to yourself, behind glass, whatever you fancy.
There we
Bob, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right, I'll let you reset and get your bits
Thank
and bobs
you.
together. I'm going to quickly remind you because it's 20